Hello, Eastern Nazarene College. Thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Rebecca Deng. I'm here today to share with you students and lovely faculties in your school just some few words of encouragement. I just want to let you guys know that I see you and I understand these are really difficult times for students as well as for teachers trying to reorganize everything and learning new ways of learning. Some are in classes, some are online. All of those uncertainty can bring a lot of anxiety. And I just want to say that I see you and I have been there before. I grew up in Kakuma Refugee Camp, came to the US as one of the lost girls of Sudan, one of the 89 girls that came. And when we arrived at Kakuma Refugee Camp, we were thinking that we will be there for a month or a couple of weeks and then go back to our village. Well, that month turned into a year, and a year turned into 8 years until I came to the US in 2000 as one of an accompanied refugee minor, one of the 89 lost girls that came. Um, During our time at Kakuma Refugee Camp, things were unknown. There was never enough of anything. Not enough food, not enough water. There was some school, but not enough. And so things that were really keeping me grounded at that time was community, one community. We didn't have a lot of things, but the community was really strong. We were there for each other. If there's a death in a family, people will come, and people can come spend time there, and if they can contribute, even if somebody have a little bit of salt, they will bring it, and somebody will bring oil, and somebody will bring flour. And so like being together as a community really help us at Kakuma and overcome things. Second thing that really helped me personally when I was there was again being in a community of a local church where I was going there and dancing. And in that dancing, I was talking with friends, I was exercising, I was singing. There's just a lot of joy that comes when you sing. And so that was another thing to take my mind off. The third one to deal with uncertainty for me at the refugee camp was hope. Knowing that, okay, things are really difficult at this time, but maybe one day things will be better. One day I will be able to go to school. One day I will be able to not worry about where my dinner will come from. And so those things really help me in a refugee camp. I would say that the fourth one that you can focus on now is really seeking wisdom and truth. With the COVID-19, we have learned so far now that this pandemic have affected humanity alike, whether we come from global south or north, or from developed countries or undeveloped, or from industry countries and villages, it have affected us the same. And if we really look into statistics and all of that, we are actually finding that those countries that come from disadvantaged background are doing well right now with this crisis. And why is that? I think that part of it is that like these communities have endured a lot of difficulties for years and generations, and they just really are better at managing crisis, and we are not. So I would say that really get out of your comfort zone and explore different wisdom. Read what are others communities doing, what others students are doing in different countries, what are the communities doing. And I would say that the fifth one is really finding a purpose and meaning during this difficult time. So if it is for you, if you like painting, paint. If you like to just be with others people at a social distancing, call them on the phone, FaceTime, message them, and be connected. If what kind of give you a little bit of peace is being quiet and taking time to read or just being quiet and meditating, take time to do that. But I just want to encourage you that these too shall pass, and it is a difficult time right now. I will be available for follow-up questions if you have questions, but I just want to tell you that we are all together in this, and I see you, and I just want to encourage you to be strong and to befriend uncertainty, befriend with that. I know that in our culture here in the U.S., we need to know where is the next thing, what is the next schedule. But during this time, maybe it is a time for you to learn new skills of just being okay, taking it a day at a time, a minute at a time. So I just want to tell you that you are doing all you can. Don't hesitate to seek for help. And again, in my book, What They Meant for Evil, I had addressed the ways that I have dealt with my past trauma, what helped at that time, and the resilience that was built. And that, suffering, nobody will ever want to suffer, but suffering can give us resiliency, and we can find a meaning out of that suffering later on. I'm not asking now if somebody is really struggling individually. I'm not saying that, don't feel bad about your suffering. No, I'm saying that with time, just surround yourself with people that love you and people that can encourage you, your teachers or a classmate. Just be grounded. And I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm available for follow-up questions if you want to know more about the lost girls of Sudan and the 89 that came and what happened to them, where they are, and why was it only 89 lost girls. I can explain that. If you want to know something about the lost boys of Sudan, I can connect you with some of them. Or I know a little bit of the story too. If you want to know something about the refugee camp, Kakuma Refugee Camp, that was my home for 8 years, I can also share that. And that refugee camp opened in 1992, and it is still there till today. So you're having 3 generations at the refugee camp. If you want to know more about South Sudan, I can also be available to talk more about it, or you can read my book and then follow up with questions. Thank you.